Three problems that were really prevalent in the AEC industry that we're all working in. So let's walk through each one of these. Problem number one here talks about implementing best practice procedures to really define the best way of doing work. So think about this situation. Think about an ideal company, an ideal world that we don't truly live in. But think about this ideal world where this organization that you're working with has all of their best practices and their standard procedures documented and made available in a really easy format so that all their users in the multiple offices potentially around the world can leverage those best practices every day that they do work. Now that's an ideal situation, but let's be honest with ourselves. Very few organizations are able to document all of those procedures and get them out in front of their users. But most organizations want to get there. They're striving to document those procedures and documenting those best practices so that all the users are consistent in the way they do work. They have high quality, high efficiency, and they're just overall better as an organization. This is a problem that we have been attacking with the Pinnacle series and that we are passionate about solving. And we call it the workflow problem. So the concept here is if you're in a situation that you want to get your workflows documented and available to your users, the Pinnacle series might be a good solution for you. Now, the second problem that the Pinnacle series solves is about training. Let's think about the technology that we're using today. When you think about Autodesk technology, products like Civil 3D, Revit, Navisworks, just vanilla AutoCAD even, as well as the whole collection of other technology that Autodesk has available. Nowadays, training really is a necessity. People have to get trained. But now, how do we train our users? And then a lot of different methods to go about getting training. The approach that we take is really a just-in-time approach. So that right when the users need to get access to training, literally 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, they're going to get access to those training materials and training courses and classes so that they can get brought up to speed, improve their skill sets to be more efficient down the line. And this is not a one-time event. Training isn't a one-time and then you're done type of a thing. It's an ongoing process to improve people's skills right when they get hired into your organization and then for the life or their career at your company. Training is a necessity. We're going to take a unique approach to that training. And again, we'll show you how in a few minutes here. Problem three here is a little bit different though. No matter how many workflows and best practices you have documented and how well they're documented, and no matter how much training your users have access to and how much you have access to, people are going to get stuck from time to time. They're going to be running an application like Civil 3D or Revit or Navisworks, and they're just going to forget what to do next. Or that error message is going to pop up, and they're going to say, oh, what's this all about? I don't understand what this means. But they're going to get stuck, and they're going to need help. Now, today, how are people solving their problems? That's what I want you to start thinking about a little bit. In your organization, how do people solve their own problems? Well, there's a lot of methods, right? There's Google that you can go out to. They can ask a neighbor, which is probably the most popular ones out there, or it might be going out to reach for outside help. The one that most people fall upon is I'm going to ask my neighbor. I'm going to ask my CAD manager, BIM manager, that expert within my organization. And that's good. That's a good thing that you have those systems in place internally to get people to help each other out. But the problem kind of escalates when you get 2 or 3 people stuck on the same problem, and then really nobody's productive and nobody's getting the work done that they need to. And that's the thing, the third thing that we want to attack. When people get stuck, we want to empower them to get help as quickly as possible, to get back on their project as quickly as possible, and not have that turn into a nuisance or a frustration for the users as well as the CAD or BIM managers. So workflows, training, and support. That's really all that the Pinnacle series is about. It's solving problems that organizations in the AECO industry have on a daily basis. Now, let's stop talking about the technology and let's actually show it to you. The purpose of this is to really give you a good overview of Pinnacle. So Brittany's going to go ahead and give me presentation rights, and I will jump into the technology and start showing you what the Pinnacle series is.